So good afternoon to all. Last class we discussed about the Bayesian classification depending upon Bayesian theorem and Navi-Bayesian classification and Navi-Bayesian one example. Now this is the another topic, rule-based classification. So in this rule-based classification, we know that the classification, according to the definition of the classification, a classification is a data mining technique used to identify data into a predefined classes. So before examining the data, the classes are determined because it is a supervised learning. So supervised learning means already the data will be previous, it will compare with the previous data and we will take the decisions. Supervised learning. So we learned something about association rules. In association rule mining, we know we will learn how to form the association. So they frequently pattern mining. Frequently.
ఉత్సాహంగా గీతలు పెట్టి తవ్వచ్చు ఇదిగో 60,000కి ఎక్కువ అయితే మాత్రం ఒప్పుకోను.
60,000కి ₹1 ఎక్కువైనా నువ్వు ఒప్పుకోవద్దు, చదివించదు, సరేనా?
అయితే సరే.
మ్యూట్ పెట్టండి ఎవరు వినగలరా? సో So rule-based classification means, according to the association rule mining, association rule means, suppose if any algorithms is there, if we need to find out the one, if anybody want to go to the any shop, they need to purchase the 2 frequent items or 1 frequent item. According to that, we need to generate the association rule. That is the concept we discussed earlier in the association rule mining. So the same thing here also, rule-based classification means it will depending upon the rules, if then rule. Suppose if they need, if means this is similar to the if else condition in the C language. How we are using that if else condition? If means if the condition is satisfied, the statement part will be executed, otherwise else part will be executed. So similarly, we will apply here if then rule means here, see, suppose this if then rule based classifier makes use of the set of if then rules for classification. We can express a rule in the following form. So following form means, see, this is the syntax of the if condition then conclusion. So for example, I will generate the one rule here, that is if A is equal to youth and he is a student. These two are the conditions. Youth and he belongs to the student, that is yes. Then only Byte's computer is equal to yes. This is the then part. The condition is A is equal to youth. We know that previous decision tree example will explain about the age 3 types: youth, middle-aged and senior citizens. Youth means the age between 25 to 35, like that we will take. So if they are in the youth, age is belongs to the youth and he is a student. These two are the conditions. So if age belongs to the youth and he is a student, then he definitely buys the computer. That is the yes statement. So if the here the X part, the if part is called the precondition, antecedent. So it is called the precondition. Why? Because here the condition only given. After the condition satisfied, then only it will comes to the conclusion part. So the then part is called the rule consequent, pre antecedent, and or it is also known as the precondition. Which one? U part. And the then part is known as the consequent part. It is the used for consequence. So, and one more thing we need to explain here. This is this rule-based classification is with the support of the already any association rule will be explained with the support of the support and confidence. If the support is equal to, how we can say that support, how many number of the counts by total number. In the transaction, suppose we have the 10 transactions. In 10 transactions, 8 transactions it will occur. 8 by 10 we will give that support. And accuracy means corrects by covers. N corrects by N covers. So it covers that, see the what the percentage of them, and rule can correctly classify. So what according to the rules, how many percentage it will come, and what is the accurately the rule will classify them. That is called the accuracy. N corrects by N cover. That is, using these two, we will be calculated the rule based classification, and we can write this rule as equal to same thing. We also need to use the some symbols, and we will write this A is equal to youth, and he is, you can write the N symbol. Student is equal to S. Then we need to buy the computers. That is the one rule based classification. So here rule based classification means it is depending upon the rule. So sometimes we are not mentioning the here the condition. Not mentioning means here two conditions is there, youth and students. We will give only one conditional. If he is a student, then he buys the laptop. That is also one rule. If he is a student, then he will buy the computer. Here, if is the condition only depending upon only one, he is a student, one condition. Not like this. Here, A is equal to youth and he is a student. So then he buys the computer. Now we will give the another rule is, if he is a student, then he buys the laptop. So in this way, we can frame the rule-based classification in the association mining. So using the association and correlation rules, we need to frame this. Here, if and then rule is the very much useful in the classification. That is the one thing. And next one is, so classification by back propagation. So back propagation means neural networks learning algorithm. This classification by back propagation is also one of the algorithm. And one more thing, listen ma. Up to here, the third unit is finished. Now classification by propagation, back propagation. Here onwards, unit 4 will start. So see here, first one, back propagation algorithm. What is this back propagation algorithm? This is also a famous back propagation, famous classification algorithm. In this is the neural network learning algorithm. Neural network learning algorithm, and psychologists and neurobiologists will use this algorithm. Neural networks, set of connected input-output units in which each connection has a weight associated with this. That is the neural network. So this back propagation algorithm, why we are using this classification means it is also classified data depending upon the neurons or networks. So here some of the hidden layers is also there. Depending upon the hidden layers, we need to find out the classification and weights. You need to allocate the weights and you need to find out the output. So here the main thing is we need to allocate some weights for this. See here. So before going to this back propagation algorithm explanation, just we need to see the advantages and limitations. Prediction accuracy is generally high. Compared to the remaining algorithms, it is the most important, and is the prediction is it will give accurate high predictions. It is very robust, works when training examples contain errors. Even though the training data contains errors, training data, testing data, already I explained. Testing data means we need to test this belongs to which one. Training data, already some model of the some of the what we can call some of the entries already we will divide it for the training, and some of the testing. The training data will be there. This tested data will be compared with the training data. Suppose we have the 1000 records, 700 are training example, 300 are the testing example. So in this training data, some of the missing values is also there. it will take the accurate results. It will be, it will overcome those and gives the accurate results. Output may be a discrete or real world or a vector of several discrete or real valued attributes. Output may be, it will use the discrete and real values. First evaluation of the learned target function. So here they need to find out the target function and they allocate the some weights and they will give the result. So limitations, it is a long training time. It will take the long time. Why? Because it can allocate the weights and it will test each and every one. Difficult to understanding the learned functions. So just now I discussed weights. So those are called the learned functions. The learned functions is also, it is very difficult to understand. Not an easy incorporated domain knowledge. So previously we don't have the domain knowledge also, we will work on it. But here with the domain knowledge only we need to calculate. Otherwise it is very difficult. See this diagram. Here I am giving the vector x, x0, x0, x1 and so on, xn. This is the input vector for x, and the weights will be assigned w, w0, w1 and so on, wn, and total the number of weights will be calculated here. This is the weighted sum. After that, the function will be accurated. See here we we told that this is the learned function compared with this. This is derived from these weights, and finally the output will come here. This is called activation function f. The n-dimensional input vector x is mapped into the variable y by means of the scalar product and a nonlinear function mapping, this one. So input is this one. According to that input, we need to add the weights to that particular input and take the weighted sum, and then aviation function will be there. And bias is also called, we will take it bias also, mu k. Bias means sometimes we will take it as the one constant. We need to add that one. And output y is here, it will be occur. This is called the classification by back propagation. Back propagation means need to, this is weighted sum. So network training, the ultimate objective of training is the obtain the set of weights that make almost all the tuples in the training data classified correctly. Steps: initialize the weights with random values. So here see, weights are with the random values. So W1 with some weight, W not one weight, Wn with some weight. So you can assume that randomly you will take the weight and you can calculate for each unit. For each unit means if you take the input some amount and you can add the weight randomly. So compute the next input, compute the net input to the unit as a linear combination of all inputs to the unit, compute the output value using the activation function, compute the error, update the weights and the bias. So here randomly you can allocate the weight and you can calculate all this activation function you need to calculate, and this bias is also you can calculate. Why? Because means if you are assigning the random weights, these according to this random weights, how the input will be, how the output will be changed, how the activation function performs. So these and all we need to classify this, and we need to know that the ultimate objective of this training is obtain a set of weights that makes almost all the tuples in the training data classified correctly. That's why we are assigning the values. Our ultimate goal is finally you can achieve the correct classification. Already in previous class in navigation classification, we saw one example in day 15, whether it is sunny day or a hot day, depending upon the 4 attributes, we can say that we can play or not. So at that time, we know the result will give the no, we do not play. Because they have the 4 attributes, According to that attributes, we need to classify that. The same thing we need to apply for this back propagation algorithm also. We need to assign the weights and we will classify the data. That is the main thing. And correctly we need to classify. That is our goal. So this is the multi-layer perceptron. These formulas all are related to this one. See, input vector x1, input nodes. First the input will be given to these nodes and these nodes will be given to this hidden layer. So why we are giving hidden layers means every input node will be connected to this. See, for this is connected to this hidden layer and this hidden layer and this hidden layer, and this is also connected with these hidden layers. In between, you need to assign the weights W of ij, Wij. Wij means the formula is W weight of ij plus L plus error Jo. So error, these all are the mathematical functions you need to calculate. After these hidden nodes, the data will be given to the output, and finally this will comes to the output vector. So this is the way the data will be given to the vectors and the data will be given to the internal nodes or hidden nodes, and it will be calculated the output. This is the process of the back propagation using the aviation function and all these input output functions. So this is called classification by back propagation. So see once again, using a neuron, with the neuron, the neural network analysis will be used here. That is with the x1 input value, will be assigned to the some weights. With these weights, it will be calculated the total sum and it will give the aviation function f. That is the output of y. So classification by back propagation, it is also very important. So see here in neural network, it is a set of connected input output units in which each connection has a weight associated with. The main advantages of this back propagation function is here we need to assign the weights and the weight will be given to the sum of weighted sum. Here it will take the average weight and it will calculate it in the activation function and bias, and final the output will be given to the system. So in every, if you in real time or if you are using any project in R programming or Python, you need to take this one. You need to import those functions. Those functions will give the, according to those functions directly, you will add this and you can get the results. The weighted average, weighted sum will be, you can change that one randomly, and according to that, you can get the output. Depending upon that, you show the different output categories. This is the one important algorithm for classification, back propagation. So this is also very important, and we have some So one of the thing is here, back propagate error is there. The error is propagated backward by updating the weights and biases to the reflect the error of the network's prediction. For unit J, in the output layer, the error ERR J is computed by ERR J is equal to OJ into 1 minus OJ into TJ minus OJ. That is the formula for calculating the back propagated error. Here OJ is the actual output of the unit J and TJ is known as the target value of the given training tuple. The error of hidden layer unit J is ERRJ is equal to OJ of 1 minus OJ into sigma of error K WJK. So these are the some of the formulas you need to calculate the back propagation. Once you read those all the formulas and you need to understand it. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. You can ask now.